Hi, hello, and welcome back to Go Go Nippon, my first trip to Japan. Last time we were on the way to Kyoto. And Makoto accused me and Akira of flirting with each other. Huh? We're not flirting, Akira says. Really? Makoto asks. From my point of view, it looked exactly like flirting, she says. That's why I'm telling you we're not, Akira retorts. It's going to sound like you're protesting too much, I think to myself. Come on, Akira says. Oni-chan, you're always quick to say such strange things. Sorry, Makoto says. Anyways, it's about time. Ah, Akira says. What is it, I ask? What is it about time for? It's about time for what, I ask? Remember earlier, Akira asks, when I asked for seats on the right side of the train? You're going to learn why very soon. Ah, it's just in sight. Look, you two, says Makoto. Ah, I say. Ooh, is that Mount Fuji? That's words. That's Japan's greatest mountain, Mount Fuji, Akira informs me. Mount Fuji, I say. That snow-crested peak, I think to myself. The gentle slope. So peaceful and solemn that... So peaceful and solemn, but with such presence. How can I describe it? I think to myself. Just to call it beautiful almost feels trite. It's about 3,776 meters tall, says Makoto, the tallest active volcano in Japan. Huh? Active volcano, I say. Mount Fuji is an active volcano? Yes, Makoto says. Its last eruption was about 300 years ago. Until 15 years ago, they thought it might have gone dormant. Makoto informs us of all of this anyways. But when they learned it was still active, internally they reclassified it as an active volcano again. That's an active volcano, I say? They say that the last time it erupted, Akira says, informs me that the ash reached all the way to Tokyo. Well, dang. So far, I say. When we looked at the data earlier, we can see that Mount Fuji's eruptions have no set period, but the longest dormant period was a little under 300 years, Makoto says. And, as Oni-chan says, the last eruption was 300 years ago, Akira continues. That means its cloud and it could erupt at any time, yes, Akira finishes my statement. There are various theories to why it's called Mount Fuji, Makoto continues. One alternative meaning for the word Fuji is unique, while another is undying. Some theorize the name stems from the unique mountain or undying mountain. An undying mountain, I say. Yes, Makoto says. That explanation persists. That, as an active volcano, the ancients thought of it as a living mountain. A living mountain, I say? Say, can you climb to the top of Mount Fuji? Yes, you can, Akira says, although you can only get halfway up by car, Makoto says. Past that, you need to climb on foot. Generally speaking, lodges on the mountainside only open in the summer, Akira says, around July and August. So, if you want to climb it, you need to go during that period. I see. Mount Fuji is Japan's greatest mountain, I think to myself. Someday I'd like to climb up there and climb up it for myself. Thank you for riding with us today. Kyoto, please be sure to have your belongings with you when you disembark. Ooh. Here we are. We're here, says Akira, excitedly. This is Japan's oldest capital, Kyoto, Makoto says. Kyoto, I say slowly. Kyoto was Japan's capital for over 1,000 years, until it was changed over to Tokyo in 1867, says Akira. For over 1,000 years, I say? Kyoto's capital. Kyoto became capital in year 794. Makoto says. Before that, Japan's government was based in Nara Prefecture, and it moved with each change of the head of state. Interesting. But in 1794, they built a new city on this land. It was known as Kyo, and its layout was based on the contemporary capital of China. That city remained as Japan's capital for over 1,000 years afterwards. Such a long time. Huh? But, I say, what's wrong? Asked Akira. What year did the Edo period start? I asked. In 1603, Akira says. Wasn't Tokyo the center of government during the Edo period? In that case, Kyoto should have stopped being the capital that year, I say. You make a good point, Makoto says. It is true that the center of the Japanese government was moved to Tokyo during the Edo period, but while the shogun in Edo had the real power, the formal head of government was not the shogun himself, but the emperor here in Kyoto. So, even during the Edo period, the Japan government was technically centered in Kyoto. And when it officially moved to Edo, Akira says, Kyoto and Osaka next door continued to grow as if they were still a capital, right? Akira asks. That's right, Makoto says. I see, I say. So, you could say Kyoto is the city that maintains the traditions, forms, and cultures of Japan's good old days, Makoto says. I see, I say. I guess even I think of traditional Japanese culture when I think of Kyoto. But still, I think to myself. Makoto says, but you'd rather be seeing the town for yourself instead of listening to our lectures, right? She asked me. How did you know that? I asked her. Because we can read your face like a book, right, Akira? Makoto says. Yeah, Akira replies. Especially when you're thinking perverted things. No way, I say. Response like that. Wait a minute, Akira says. You mean you do think of those things? No, that was just an automatic response, that's all, I say, quickly. What? Akira says. Are you saying we're lacking in womanly charms? Oh god, she's turning this around in all sorts of different ways. What are you talking about? I ask her. Do you want me to think those things or not? That's... Oh, you idiot, Akira says. Of course I don't want you to think about it, perv. I told you, I'm not, I say. Come on, Aki-chan. Aki-chan. Makoto says, let's put this strange quarrel to rest. Concerning these earlier issues, it's no wonder you were more interested in the modern town. Kyoto is still a major metropolis, after all, Makoto says. So it is still gradually changing as new people and shops come in. I see, I say. Now that you mention it, I can see that it's true. Well, Akira says, as long as we're here, we really should look all around, So, let's cut the chit-chat, and it's time for the quick tour, Akira says. Yes it is, Makoto agrees. That's what I've been waiting for, I say excitedly. So, where should we start? Asks Akira. Let me see, Makoto says. I think that's the best place, don't you? She asks Akira. That? I say, confused. First, the entry fee there. You know, I think we're gonna let that, whatever that is, be a surprise for next time. As always, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Go Go Nippon, and I will see you next time for more when we really get into exploring Kyoto. See you then.